The curtain has been pulled back on who the USPS is going to name as the next Postmaster General. And are you ready for someone who's considered to be anti-union? USPS is one of the largest unionized organizations in the United States, much like Canada Post is up here in Canada. The union is all up in arms over the expected announcement that the White House is recommending David Steiner, who's a former CEO of Waste Management and also a current FedEx board member. The reason why the union is so frustrated with this selection is because Steiner unfortunately picked up a reputation as being a union buster in his tenure at Waste Management. Check this out.
Tell me about your non-management workforce. How many of them are there, and are they unionized?
Yeah, so we start with the drivers, right? I mean, and so when you look at our drivers, we will run about 20,000 routes every day. So we have about 22,000 drivers. They're about 20% unionized. So when I first joined the company, we were about 32% unionized. We're about 20% unionized now because we've done a spectacular job of helping our union employees understand that being non-union can actually be better for you in virtually every circumstance. And so we've actually gone from being about 30% union to about 20% union in the 10 years I've been here.
Now, I don't want to get into whether or not you agree with unions, pro or con, but here's the reality is that it is very challenging for any business, especially low margin businesses, to continue to live up to contractual agreements that are no longer staying in step with the current market. When you look at the fact that mail volume is continuing to decline and it's parcel volume that's going up, you do have to accept the fact that the system that is in place was not built for it. And unfortunately, the processes, systems, expectations, and structures that were put there for letter mail do not carry over well to e-commerce, which really is now floating all of the activity or the majority of the activity through the network. If it wasn't for the government themselves, letter mail probably would be all but put away, and over the next generation, you're probably going to see almost nobody using it. So it does make you ask the question, what's next? Canada Post is having the same challenge, and we might have a labor dispute here in the next couple of weeks. And the core challenges are fundamentally the same as what's happening at USPS. Need to find a way to create a better model, one that performs at a much different level than what was currently in place for letter mail. And like it or not, you are competing with UPS, FedEx, Amazon, and all of the carriers that have very intentionally built for a world that is e-commerce first.